Hey guys, it is Damak here and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're back for my Sheffield United Career mode here on FIFA 20. Today is episode 11 and we're coming into this episode off of a good comeback from the previous one. Now we played Watford in the last match and we were 3-1 down. We brought that back to 4-3 and I was so happy with that. We haven't been performing as well as we should be. We're only 3 points away from the relegation zone, as you can probably see here. We're in 12th, but Brighton are in 18th on 21 points. So if we lose this match against Man City, we could be down there. And as well, look at our next match after that. So we've got Man City today, and then we move into the January transfer window and we're against Liverpool. So we've got two very tough matches today, and I don't know how we're going to fare in them. But if you are new to the channel, don't forget to like and also subscribe to the channel. Also put the notifications on if you want to get notifications whenever the series goes live. I've done it daily so far. Hopefully we can keep it that way. But our first game is away against Manchester City. I've got some players that are tired from the Watford game. We're going to try a different formation against them. Hopefully that'll work. And let's head into this match. Welcome to the Etihad Stadium for the first match of this episode. Episode 11 starts off against Manchester City, and what a tough match this is going to be. We have to rotate the squad due to the game against Liverpool in a few days as well, so they're going to be tired for that. And also after the Liverpool game, we've got a game against Charlton in the FA Cup. So there's a lot of things going on right now at Christmas time. Callum Robinson, 3 goals in the last 3 matches, is the player to watch for ourselves today. And Man City, as you can see there, are 6th in the table with 32 points. A win for Man City would bring them up to 3rd, which is really what they want. A win for us would keep us out the relegation zone for this episode. It should do anyway. So that's what we're aiming for. Carson starts in goals for Man City with Walker, Laporte, Otamendi and Wilson at the back. In the midfield they've got Gundogan, Fernandinho and Silva. Up top they've got Gomez, Jamie Vardy and Raheem Sterling. See, this glitch hasn't played effect really in this career mode that much. Man City aren't playing that bad a team. Henderson starts in goals for ourselves with Freeman, Stearman, O'Connell and Osborne at the back. We're resting John Egan today. Fleck, Carruthers and Norwood start in the midfield, and Morrison, Mousse and Robinson complete the 4-3-3 that we are running with today. But as I said, Man City don't seem to be fielding that bad a team as Vardy gets us underway. They've got a few youth players in there, but most of the players are alright. Gundogan plays the ball over the top. O'Connell can surely win that header. He does indeed. Now Man City, obviously the best team in the league. Well, they won the league last season. They're a team that we need to watch out for. Mousse sees a runner, John Fleck. John Fleck's off balance. He chips it back, pulls 2-7. Morrison's there, but Wilson beats him to it. Morrison was nowhere near the ball. As there's a small portion of our fans here as Fleck whips in the ball onto the head of O'Connell, straight at Carson. Can we get on that? No, we can't. And how's that offside? How are you going to say that's offside? Or is it a foul? What the heck? We're doing better than I expected as Mousse plays into Carruthers. He steps away from the defender, hits it just over the bar, and Carson hasn't really been troubled. He's had a few shots on him so far, but nothing's really troubled the Man City keeper. That ball from Carson can find Robinson after it's headed down by our players and towards Lys Mousse. He can hold up play, find Robinson once again. There's absolutely nobody in the box. You can try find Carruthers in the centre. Straight at Carson. He picks up again. Has he scored? Did he score or miss? I don't know. I think he missed. Carruthers had a shot against Carson. He hit it once again. What happened there? Did it go in? I think it did. Oh, it did go in. We've actually scored. That was probably the least confident I've been about a goal. We've scored. There's been no celebration. It cuts straight to a replay. Carson scores an own goal and we're ahead against Man City. What an odd goal to concede for Man City. I thought it actually hit the side netting. That's why I was so confused about it. But now Sterling is attacking down the left hand side. We could try block him off. We have done so. Freeman wins the ball. We can clear. Ollie Norwood whips in the ball. O'Connell there on the header. And I don't believe it. We're 2-0 up against Man City within 25 minutes. O'Connell with a header puts it past Scott Carson in the Man City net. And our players are ecstatic right now. Look at this ball into the box. O'Connell rolls above everyone and headed it over Scott Carson. Man City are having a disaster class right now, as I don't really think we should be 2-0 up, but that's the way it goes. Man City are trailing, and surely they're going to bring on the big guns now. Can deal with it, and Morrison actually keeps it in play. Can find Norway. The Man City's defence are just like us in the previous games, and look at this. Norway's not even been challenged here by Otamendi. He has been now, and it's a penalty. 35 minutes in, I don't believe what is going on here at the Etihad, as I think we've been given a penalty. Otamendi gets the yellow card. As you can see here, Ollie Norwood was not challenged at all by any of the Man City players. Otamendi doesn't even get the ball, and it is a penalty. Callum Robinson is going to take this penalty. Where's he going to put it? Straight down the middle. Carson was unable to get it, and you wouldn't have thought it would be, but it's 3-0 within 35 minutes. Man City have fallen apart. Somehow the Etihad is a full stadium, but Robinson slots that past Scott Carson and into the back of the net. That's his 7th goal this season, and we're 3-0 up. What a game this has been. Laporte takes it into Wilson, who absolutely boots that into oblivion. Maybe he's the weaker link today, but Osborne turns his defender into the box from Osborne onto the head of Robinson. It's over the bar. Sterling is now on the ball. Man City looking to get their first goal of the match. They're trailing by 3. Pep will not be wanting this as the ball falls out to Aguero. Henderson's out quickly to save. It's out for a goal kick as well. Riyad Mahrez inside into Kevin De Bruyne. Plays it back into Mahrez. We've got to watch out for the ball in. The ball's back post. We can try clear, but it's gone in the back of the net, and Mahrez is celebrating. I think it was an own goal by Stearman. We scored an own goal in the last match as well. Let's look at a replay. So Mahrez whips into the box. It falls into Stearman. Oh, he tried to clear it from goal, but instead he puts it in the back of his own net. Man City have scored from an own goal from Stearman. What is it with ourselves and own goals? Basham scored an own goal in the previous episode, and now Stearman scores one. So there's obviously something going on. That was just unlucky. Walker can find Otamendi. De Bruyne switches play. That is a lovely ball from Kevin De Bruyne out towards Sterling. Sterling down the left hand side. He cuts inside once again. Back into the box from Sterling. And De Bruyne has scored. He's got a goal back. It is 3-2 to Manchester City. They look to be mounting this comeback just like we did in the previous episode. Instead we won. We want to win once again, as Man City can attack once again. Sterling can find Aguero. Sterling once again plays it through into Aguero. He's away on goal as Aguero cuts inside in towards Bernardo Silva. I don't believe it. We've fallen apart just like Man City did in the first half. We have fallen apart, and Man City have got the equaliser with Bernardo Silva. I don't believe it. I mean, the game is more realistic now, but we were 3-0 up. What could have been? That is full time. Although we were winning 3-3, Man City, with the better team that they have come back into this match. It ends 3-3, and Sterling there proved to be one of the men to watch today, as Man City mount a comeback. Pep must be happy with that, but a handful for defenders. 4 shots for Callum Robinson, and only 1 goal. So after leading 3-0, the game ends 3-3, but Man City were the better team in the second half. As you can see, there are the stats. Looking at the players though, who did get man of the match, it was Ollie Norwood with an 8.9 rating. Dean Henderson made 4 saves today. Scott Carson had to make 6, which means we were more lethal, or we were more threatening than Man City. But unfortunately, it is a good points haul to come out of the game with, but it's just unfortunate because we were winning 3-0. So 2 episodes ago, in episode 9, I did ask you to vote on which defender I should sign. And the most votes was this man here, Reece James, 20-year-old from Chelsea, 74 overall. We're going to approach him, and hopefully we can try and get him, but I don't know what we need to look for here. So Reece James's value is 8.5 million. We're going to go and approach to buy him, the right back from Chelsea. Let's see if we can get him. Hopefully we can lower the price, because our budget isn't that big. We're going to offer 7.75 million sell on clause. of 15% for Reece James. Let's see if Lampard will want to do that. Probably not, because we've lowered his value just a bit with that transfer. He doesn't look too happy. No, they want 10 million. They're sticking with the 10.5 million. That's most of our budget. That's the thing. I'm going to end it for now and I'll come back. It looks like we're going to have to get Max Aarons, unless you guys have any more suggestions. So let me know down in the comments any more suggestions for defenders. Reece James is a lot. Do you want me to spend 10 million on Reece James? It might mean we don't get a midfielder for now. Let me know up in the top right. Do we spend 10 million on Reece James if we can? But other than that, we could possibly go for Max Aarons. So we're going to head into this match away at Anfield against Liverpool. Hopefully, if we do lose, it's not as devastating as the 4-0 that it was before. So let's go and play Liverpool. We are welcomed at Anfield for the second match of this episode 11. And Liverpool are probably going to be fielding quite a strong squad. They want to get further up the league table, and so do we. But we've got to think about this game against Charlton in a few days. We've kind of rested the players that feature in our youth lineup. But today, it is the main players today for Liverpool as well. They've got some youth players there, but it's alright. Players to watch today: Firmino and Callum Robinson. 10 goals for Firmino this season, and Robinson has 3 in the previous 3 matches. So Firmino obviously the top scorer so far in the Premier League after 20 matches. Adrian starts in goals for Liverpool today with Klein, Gomez, Van Dijk and Kane at the back. Lallana, Chirivella and Milner are in the midfield. Up top they've got Salah, Firmino and Mane. Now this is quite a strong side. They've got Kane, which isn't really the strongest left back. I don't know where Robinson is. But the lineup for ourselves, we've got Henderson in goal, Baldock, Egan, Basham and Stevens are at the back. In the midfield we're running with Lundstrom, Freeman and Norwood. And up top we've got Morrison, Mousse and Callum Robinson. Running with the 4-3-3 once again. It worked at the first half at the Etihad. Can it work today at Anfield as Firmino gets us underway? As we get our first touches on the ball in this game, we've got Freeman can play it through into Mousse. Mousse's away on this right hand side. He cuts inside, just leaves Mousse, hits it. A good save by Adrian. And can we keep it in? Possibly notes out for a corner kick. At least Mousse gets the first chance of the game. 3 minutes in, the ball's whipped in by Norwood. Only onto the head of, I don't know who that was, but it's been decked in the box. Surely that's a penalty or something. Is it not good enough? As Egan picks up the ball, he can find Ravel Morrison. Gets tackled by Chirivella and Liverpool can clear. So just to get it out there, I'm not really wanting to lose today, but it is kind of expected against Liverpool because they're such a good side. As Mane sprints down the left hand side, Sadio Mane into the box. Can we clear away before Salah gets there? Yes we can. Falls to Robinson and we can get the ball up the field. Freeman can find Mousse. Mousse back into Freeman. Luke Freeman obviously playing quite well so far this season. He actually beats Van Dijk. He's actually dribbled past Virgil van Dijk. Has Freeman. He's not got many space in the middle and he's been fouled there, ref. Kane on the ball, gets tackled by Mousse. Mousse can see the run of Ravel Morrison. Morrison now for Sheffield United. Can whip it in back post. Who's there? There's Robinson. And it's into the back of the net. We take the lead against these sides once again. Man City and Liverpool are 1-0 down to us so far. And they have been 1-0 down so far. But Liverpool concede there. Klein isn't able to rise above Morrison. And Morrison scores once again in the 14th minute. That's his 8th goal this season. He's only 2 goals behind Firmino now. And Firmino is shaking in worry that, as we've won the ball back once again, Firmino shaking in worry that Robertson is going to catch him as Freeman picks up the ball. He can find Ollie Norwood. Ollie Norwood now can play it through. It's only as far as Cam Robinson. He can whip into the box once again. Back post into Norwood on the volley. Oh, Adrian spilled it. Adrian has spilled it for Liverpool. We're 2-0 up against the Reds. How is this happening? How is this actually happening? Ollie Norwood on the volley. It was played out wide to Robinson. He took a touch, whipped into the box. He wasn't selfish. Norwood hit it. Adrian saved it, but parried it into his own net. Let's look at this replay then. Norwood with a fantastic volley. It did have a poor connection, and Adrian just missed. Did he miss it? Or he got a touch on it, but it went in the back of the net. Salah on this right hand side. He plays inside to Firmino. Firmino's going to try and play it through. It's fallen to Lallana in towards. What is that? Another own goal? I actually think that's another own goal. George Baldock is the guy to put it in his own net this time as Lallana celebrates in front of the camera for that goal back in the match. Let's look at this. Firmino played it through into Lallana. He crossed up across the box, and I think Baldock got in front of Mane there, but or did he? Sorry, Mane seemed to get connection, but it was Baldock with the own goal. That's 3 own goals we've scored this season, and unfortunately that's Baldock's time to shine. In the wrong net though, and Liverpool are back in the match. Firmino once again can attack our defence. It's now to Lallana. Lallana crosses across the box, and would you look at that? Roberto Firmino gets his 11th goal of the season as he scores the equaliser against us. Anfield are going crazy, and we've just got to look and be like, wow, what's going on? We were 2-0 up, but even though we were leading against teams like Liverpool and Man City, it's very hard to keep a lead, especially for the team like us. Obviously, we've got good players, but not as good as Liverpool and Man City. As Firmino scores that goal, it's 2-2, and they're back in the match. Norwood now on the ball, plays it down in towards Ravel Morrison. He's skipped away from Kane. Kane doesn't seem to be as quick as Morrison, or he's not able to keep up with him. Morrison now, he plays it back in towards Norwood. It's straight at Adrian. What a ball that would have been. What a shot it was. And what a play, but it wasn't good enough to beat the Liverpool keeper. Egan can find Baldock. It's through into Billy Sharp. He's going to hold it up and he can play the ball through into George Baldock. He may have scored an own goal, but he could help a goal for ourselves. Baldock into the box. Punched away by Adrian. It's not what I wanted it to be. And wrongly placed there by George Baldock. Unlucky. And now Liverpool can set on attacking. Mo Salah now against Besic. Besic actually done great to win the ball, but Liverpool have won it back somehow. Virgil van Dijk has been amazing. He's put out for a throw-in. We might have one attack left in us as McBurney can play it into Billy Sharp. Sharp tries to play it through. He's actually beaten Kane on this far side. Has Billy Sharp. He skips Van Dijk. Billy Sharp is actually making his way through here. Sharp turns, plays it back. It's into Moussa. He takes a touch. He can't shoot. Why did he not shoot? I pressed B. And that is the final attack in this game. And we were ever so close. I can't believe Moussa didn't shoot. He couldn't get the ball in the perfect place for a shot, Lys Moussa, but that game ends 2-2 between ourselves and Liverpool. We've brought 2 points out of this. Callum Robinson gets man of the match with a 9.0 rating. Dean Henderson gets 3 saves in this match. Adrian had to make 7. So if you look at that, you can see who the busier team were. It was Adrian in goals, ourselves with the taking shots. But let's see what they have to say in this interview. Liverpool's defence managed to hold you off in both games. How do you plan to tackle this issue? Fatigue is to blame, to be fair. I mean, they're exhausted after the rotation that we've had to do. We've had to play so many matches recently, and it's not really going to get better in January, but surely we must be pleased with a draw against a higher ranked team. What are our impressions? Now, we can match anyone really, but this acts as a confidence boost for ourselves. We can match anyone in this league. So as you can see here, our next match is only 2 days after the Liverpool one, and it is against Charlton. We have received our Youth Academy update, I've shown you that, and also Phil Jagielka is happy with the extended run in the team. I'll just say I expect more of you. So as I was saying, our next game against Charlton is only 2 days after the Liverpool one, but this will be in the next episode since this is in the transfer window and I expected to get a lot more done. I only aim for 2 matches each episode. But anyway guys, hope you did enjoy this episode. Let me know down in the comments for any defenders to sign since we can't get James or we can't get Tomori on loan. If you want me to sign Max Aarons, let me know in the top right, but if there's any other defender you want me to look at, especially let me know in the comments. Reece James was just a little too expensive for my liking, especially with the low budget that we have. But anyway, if you did enjoy the episode, don't forget to press that like button and also subscribe to the channel. Put the notifications on if you want to as well. Let me know down in the comments as well any improvements I can make to the series and anything to make it better for the viewers. Have a wonderful day and I'll see you guys next time.